Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler. This is an intermission episode. Basically, just want to fill you in on some news, fill you in on some information about the Rogue One home video release that is coming up very soon, and just kind of check in with you here. It's been a little bit of a hectic time lately, so I haven't had many new episodes out recently, just little ones as I've been able to. So, we just had an episode go up about that standalone, no slipcover version of The Force Awakens. Again, exactly the same thing as what you saw in the initial release for most of the packages and that holiday release. So check that out if you get the opportunity. So first, two pieces of news, more specific to me, the show and whatnot, and then a little bit more about what to expect from Rogue One for those who haven't heard the news or want some interpretation of the news that we've seen. So number one, the celebration panel for Star Wars Home Video is a no-go. We submitted the proposal back a little while ago, and we found out here just in the last few days that they got in a ton of submissions, about 50 or more submissions, and they only have a limited number of spots on the collecting track, and since home video, I would assume, is not really quite in what we think of as the collecting track, that's more cards and toys and statues and stuff like that, that it's kind of weird to think of it as something that is a collection, even though tons of people have them, just not as many people collect them. I'm assuming that I guess it was just kind of a little too obscure to necessarily be part of the collecting track when there were probably other better options that'll draw more people that were already submitted as well. So, no panel on Star Wars Home Video at Star Wars Celebration. It was suggested that I should go ahead and submit it again as a proposal for future celebration, but given the fact that it's maybe the only celebration I ever am able to attend, that may be a no-go too. Don't know, depends on where the next celebration winds up being. Number two, that has kind of freed me up, as has the announcement of when we're going to finally see Rogue One on home video, because I was going back and forth on when to put out that book that I'm self-publishing at this point on Star Wars Home Video. It's pretty much ready to go, except I was sort of juggling that question of, well, am I going to include Rogue One in it? Do I want to have it ready for the 40th anniversary of A New Hope, so put it out in May? Or do I want to try to rush and make sure that it gets out at the end of March or sometime in early April so that it's out and I've got physical copies to show at Celebration if we were doing the panel? Well, now that there's no panel to worry about, there's no need to have physical copies ready to bring with me to Celebration, which has freed things up a little bit so that in April, when we do see Rogue One hit home video, I can get pictures of it, I can cover that in depth, and have that be the last thing that gets finished for the book. So expect at this point, as far as target time-wise, expect the Star Wars Home Video guidebook that I'm putting together for U.S. releases with little sidebars for other countries and whatnot. Expect that to be right around the midpoint or end of May as to when that is coming out. It will be available through Amazon. I'm going through the Create Space route for that. Right now, it's clocking in at about 270 pages. I'm betting you put Rogue One and whatnot in there, it's probably looking a little bit closer to 300 now or 290 or something like that. And I will be adding more pictures for that. I also, thanks to, I believe, the name is Mr. Sum 8. Thanks to one of the YouTube viewers here sending me some links from eBay, I have been able to acquire the other two of those 2006 releases of the original trilogy films that have the little concept art bonus in them. So I'll be showing that on the show in the near future, but that'll also let me get pictures of those so it's all three of them to show, not just Empire, for the book. So, kind of a good news thing that the panel didn't go through because it's allowing a little bit more to go into the book before it winds up being released. In fact, it may even wind up having a subtitle. Instead of just having the years, it may have a little subtitle or tagline on the cover that says like the first 40 years or something like that, or the first 4 decades or something. So it's on the way, but Rogue One will be included, which does mean it will not arrive until sometime in May. Now, speaking of Rogue One, that is the big news, right? Just this week, as of when I'm recording this, we found out the official release dates for Rogue One. The date had been already sort of figured out based on, well, it should come out around the same time The Force Awakens did, probably. Here's a Best Buy listing that has a date on it. Here's a book that comes out right before that that says something about the DVD release and blah, 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 blah. So they pinned it down to probably being around April 4th in the U.S. Turns out that was correct. So what I want to do here is run through what we know thanks to the news bite that's out there. Also give you a sense of what the UK equivalents will wind up looking like since I've hit quite a few of those here on the show. Kind of compare that back to what we got from The Force Awakens, which are in stacks here on the desk. and just sort of give you a sense of sort of how this fits into the grand scheme of things, and maybe help you decide on which version or versions you wind up picking up yourself. I, of course, will pick up all of them, so yeah. And I thought it was a financially new idea to pick up those Concept Art 2006 DVDs. Now I look ahead to April as it's hotels and food and everything for the trip to Celebration. Oh, and a shit ton of Rogue One. Have fun. I did not mean for all that last little bit to rhyme quite as well as it did. Alright, so, what do we know? We know that they are again going to do a digital release in the US prior to a physical release. The digital release will be on March 24th. Presumably, if this is anything like The Force Awakens, you will be getting all of the bonus features with it when you do that. What we don't know yet is whether they're going to do something like this, like was done for The Force Awakens. And you know what? It's meant to be just quick, informational, not really showing off products, just talking about things. So we can probably do without the subtitles this time, I'm thinking. Anyway, we don't know if we're going to have any kind of physical package like this. There weren't any on shelves when I went out today to look around and just kind of see what new releases look like. But in that case, we may not see this for another week or two anyway, as of the time that I'm recording this. So maybe we'll see something like this, but we can definitely do digital pre-orders outside of something like this through iTunes and elsewhere right now. I went around and looked at all the major platforms just to see if any were offering pre-order bonuses. The only one that I saw so far that's offering a pre-order bonus is PlayStation Store, right? That one is offering a free PlayStation theme for PlayStation 4 if you pre-order on there. And I would say, just from a logistical standpoint, if you plan on picking it up digitally on the 24th of March, and then eventually picking it up physically anyway, and all the physical copies except DVD will wind up having a digital copy code in it, and if you redeem something through Disney Movies Anywhere, it syncs with most major video platforms, so you have it on all of them, but PlayStation's not one of them, ellipsis. I would actually suggest if you're going to do a digital pre-order, and it's all going to be digital, no like physical thing like this, if they offer this, then I would say do it through PlayStation Network if that's one of the platforms that you use, because that'll get you a copy through there that you can watch on your PlayStation system and your other Sony devices and whatnot, but then eventually when you get a physical copy, you can redeem that code on Disney Movies Anywhere or whatever and sync it to have access to it on all the other platforms. Right now, The Force Awakens, for instance, you can sync across all those different platforms, but you still got to buy one for PlayStation Network separately if you want to watch it on there, because there is no connection for Sony's platform to all those others that are all tied into Disney Movies Anywhere. So, just a thought on that, and hey, you get a free PlayStation 4 theme if that's your thing. Now, speaking of pre-order bonuses, you may recall that for The Force Awakens, if you pre-ordered that film in either of its versions, DVD or the multi-format pack, through Disney Store, you got a pack of lithographs. And these, did I not just say that we're going to be doing away with the subtitles for the episode? Yeah, you better be. Go. Go. Sorry about that. So there's something like this, some type of lithograph pack that is going to actually come with copies of Rogue One that are purchased through the Disney Movie Club. I haven't seen anything yet about pre-order bonuses of lithographs through Disney Store, but Disney Movie Club, that's that thing that sends you the little packages in the mail every month with all your information on different deals going on and whatnot, and you get a certain number for cheap price and a certain number you got to buy within, however many months or years or whatever. The Disney Movie Club does give you lithographs regardless of which of the two types you wind up pre-ordering through them. So if you're going to buy a regular copy anyway, might as well do it through Disney Movie Club, get yourself some lithographs. Otherwise, I've yet to see any pre-order bonuses anywhere. It's more about just the different types that are going to be offered. So, for The Force Awakens, you had a DVD version, and then later on at Walmart, you had that holiday version of the same thing. Just a single DVD, no bonus features to speak of, just the movie. That will be one of your options if you were to pick up Rogue One when it drops on April 4th. April 4th is the physical copies, March 24th is the digital copies. So you could get just a standard DVD release. It is one DVD disc, no bonus features, that's it. When I say no bonus features, keep in mind, it doesn't appear that there's a commentary at all to go with the film, at least based on the StarWars.com news bite. So it's not like you're missing out on a commentary if you choose DVD over Blu-ray. Apparently, neither of them have one. Now back for The Force Awakens, you had a multi-format pack, or a combo pack, that was the norm. You had, let's see here, this version, which was the original version of it. You had this version later, whenever they dropped the slipcover in early 2017, and you also had a holiday version at Walmart, but they were all essentially the exact same thing. They were Blu-ray, DVD, and digital HD. You got a Blu-ray of the film with no commentary. You got a bonus disc on Blu-ray that has all the bonus features on it. Then you had a DVD copy of the film, so 3 total discs, and then a slip with the code for a digital copy. Yes, I would expect the DVD-only version to come with a code, but no, I would expect that that's only going to be for Disney Movie Rewards points, not for a digital copy of the film based on what they're showing. So you could get 2 Blu-ray discs, film and bonus features, plus DVD, plus digital copy code in a standard multi-format pack for The Force Awakens. They're doing the same thing for Rogue One. If you're curious, what are those bonus features? Just to give you a sense, you have a Rogue Idea, Jyn the Rebel, Cassian the Spy, K2SO the Droid, Baze and Chirrut, Guardians of the Wills, Bodhi and Saw, the Pilot and the Revolutionary, The Empire, Visions of Hope, The Look of Rogue One, and one that I'm actually kind of interested in seeing, which is The Princess and the Governor, which is basically about how they created the digital Tarkin and the digital Leia. And then you have Epilogue, The Story Continues, and Rogue Connections. So quite a few bonus features, but nowhere in there is a commentary mentioned. For what it's worth, if you're curious, it looks like the DVD copy is going to basically have Cassian and Jyn while they're on Jedha on the disc label, and then your bonus disc is going to have basically Jyn off to the side with a camera coming in for a closer shot. The film Blu-ray looks like it's going to basically have the stormtroopers walking in from the ocean or walking in on the shoreline, and then the Blu-ray 3D disc, which we haven't mentioned yet, is going to have Vader on it, with his lightsaber kind of lighting up the entire thing in red. So we have seen disc art for the US so far. Now, unfortunately, love it or hate it, yes, retailer exclusives are back. They're exclusive to the same 3 places they were in the US for The Force Awakens, but they're done in slightly different ways. For Walmart, it'll be very close to what we got with this one for The Force Awakens. We're going to have probably a standard copies Blu-ray case inside. We haven't seen what that looks like inside the Walmart copy yet. But it's got a special cardboard slipcase that does have a fold-out droid, in this case K2SO. And just like for The Force Awakens, inside it you're going to find a connections disc. In fact, in this case, according to the Newsbite, you'll actually find 2 Galactic Connections discs. But again, remember, those little game pieces that are like Pogs, not a disc of new content to play in a DVD or Blu-ray player. Don't let that confuse you. So if you want K2SO, if you want something like the BB-8 one that folds out, Walmart's going to be where you want to pick it up. That one's the same discs, though. 1 Blu-ray for the film, 1 Blu-ray for bonus features, 1 DVD for the film, and then digital HD copy. The only difference is the connection discs and the different slipcover. If you go to Best Buy, you'll be able to get a steelbook. Mine's now in one of those protective cases here, but you can get a steelbook, just like with The Force Awakens. But there's some differences happening. As you may recall, if you wanted to get the 3D copy of The Force Awakens, you had to go and get the 3D Collector's Edition, either one at Walmart with the little postcard-sized lithograph or the standard release. But it was a wide release. It just came later with the Blu-ray 3D disc included. They're doing it different this time. This time, Blu-ray 3D in the US is being released at the same time as everything else. But only, at least based on what we're seeing on the Newsbite on StarWars.com, apparently only through Best Buy or Target. So if you were to get a Best Buy Steelbook version, which is, again, kind of like this, get a Best Buy Steelbook version of Rogue One, you're going to get the Blu-ray of the film, Blu-ray of the bonus features, DVD copy, digital HD code, and the Blu-ray 3D disc. So not only do you get a steelbook package with Death Troopers on the front walking on the shoreline, Stormtroopers walking on the shoreline on the back, and you open it up and it's got character portraits on the inside. Not only do you get that steelbook packaging, This is one of only 2 ways in the US that you can get the 3D version of Rogue One. So if you want to get Rogue One in 3D, you better be angling for either Best Buy or Target. Now, Target disappointed a lot of people with its packaging last time around. It was this little flimsy cardboard thing, but you got some special bonus features that were just digital and just for Target, at least until these came around and wound up including them. This time, Target has what seems to be the most elaborate of the options available. First off, it comes in a package with a little slipcover type thing, but the slipcover has a part in it for a character portrait that can be pulled out and swapped out. So you could have it be Jyn, you could have it be Saw, you could have it be Krennic and his troopers, you could have it be Chirrut and Baze, you could have it be Cassian and K2SO. They're all, I think actually the one with Saw may have Bodhi on it also. But it's basically this kind of white border packaging with a portrait. You can just swap them out to have it look however you want it to look. On the inside, looks like regular packaging. It doesn't quite look like the cardboard thing. It's kind of hard to tell on the images that they're using. But looks like regular packaging. And this one has 5 discs. Blu-ray for the film, Blu-ray with bonus features, DVD for the film, DVD with exclusive Target bonus features of some kind that they have not detailed yet, and the Blu-ray 3D disc. So if you want 3D, Best Buy or Target. If you want even more content, it seems that the only one of these options that's giving you bonus actual content is Target. And I'm assuming that what's happened is that enough people were annoyed about the fact that the exclusive bonus content for this one was digital only, that this time they decided to give that on DVD. Not Blu-ray. Screw you! If you want HD, do it digital, you bastards! But at least on a disc. So, I don't know. It's a weird approach that they're taking. I guess it's nice that these are the only variants that we know of at this point, that they've announced at this point, so it sucks, and you're going to have to be running around trying to catch them all if you're trying to get them all, but at least it's only the 3 plus the pair of regular releases, and that's it, rather than being even more. It's also nice that we have 3D up front, although it's weird that maybe because of the shifting of the market for a 3D content in the US and how they're not going to be making 3D televisions for the US anymore, that they've shrunk it down so 3D is only available as exclusives to 2 places and not a wide 3D release. But at least we're getting a 3D release right at the beginning. And it is also somewhat interesting to note here, no commentary. There might be a collector's edition of this coming later that has a commentary, maybe. But if the whole impetus with The Force Awakens of separating out the 2 releases was that one would be non-3D and the other one would be 3D, and then some extra bonus features to give it extra value, it doesn't seem as though that deviation would take place this time, because 3D is already going to be out there. So they wouldn't necessarily need a second release for a double or triple or quadruple or whatever dip. So if this copy doesn't have a commentary, we may not ever get a future one that does. It's hard to say at this point. They haven't said anything about it not necessarily having a commentary, but they also didn't mention it having one, which I would assume means it's not going to be there, because usually they tout being able to get into the minds of the creators through those audio commentaries. As for the UK, we're going to have some packaging differences. I would assume there's a steelbook coming from Zavvi, though I haven't actually seen an image of it yet, just stock images of the poster promoting the idea of a steelbook. Maybe we'll get a big sleeve edition at some point, but I haven't seen any advertising for a big sleeve edition yet either. They are getting a wide release, though, unlike the US, of one with Blu-ray 3D. There's going to be a combo pack of Blu-ray 3D, regular Blu-ray film, regular Blu-ray bonus features, but no DVD and no digital copy, which will come in a package with the poster art, basically, or the standard cover art for the Blu-ray, and it has a red border on the front of it. Then you have the standard version that is being released, and it would appear that one of the ways you could get it, maybe the only way that you can get it, will have a slipcover over that is different than any of the US slipcovers. It has basically the Death Star and then sort of a triangular wedge of black cut out of it that shows the characters in it, which is kind of cool looking. That again, Blu-ray for the film, Blu-ray for the bonus features, no DVD, no digital copy, and that one, no Blu-ray 3D disc. And then you have a DVD-only option that's going to be available for the UK. So they're not doing that light side, dark side slipcover thing, it would seem. But I'll be gathering more information on those UK releases as time goes on. I'll probably wind up picking up at least some of them. My focus for this show and my focus for the book, for right now, is just picking up the US copies to make sure they can all be covered by the time that the book is released. So yes, on the night of April 3rd, going into the morning of April 4th, I will be swinging by Walmart to pick up a copy as soon as humanly possible. Yes, I will then wake up in the morning and run by Target and then run by Best Buy to pick up the others. And we already have our DVD and regular multi-format packs for Rogue One pre-ordered through my wife's Disney Movie Club account so we can get those lithographs. God, I hope that's all of them, because it's getting a little tiresome with tons of releases each time a new film is released. It's cool to be able to talk about the versions, but it also kind of breaks the bank in the process, because, man, that's a lot of things to buy. So, hopefully that gives you a sense of where we stand. Again, if you're in the U.S., your options are DVD only. Okay, with that aside, you can also get a multi-format pack, which includes Blu-ray for both film and bonus features, and DVD, and digital HD codes so you can download the film or stream the film as well. You can find that as a regular version anywhere. You can find that exact same content with a special K2SO slipcover and 2 Galactic Connections discs for that game, little cardboard pieces from Walmart, at Walmart. Or you could go to Best Buy, that gives you a steelbook. It gives you the same discs as those previous 2 multi-format packs, but also a Blu-ray 3D disc. Or take it to the next step, go to Target, get the special cover that's got the different little pictures you can slide in and out of the thing, and add in another DVD with some exclusive bonus content. So if you're looking for the most content for your money, Target is where you need to look. If you're looking for 3D, Best Buy or Target is where you need to look. If you don't care about various types of packaging and all you want is to have physical copies on Blu-ray and DVD and to have a digital copy, pretty much anywhere will do. If you only have a DVD player and don't care about a digital copy, you can pick up just the regular DVD version. And if you don't give one iota of a shit about physical copies, and you just want to watch the stinking film, and you'd like to see it early than some other fools, March 24th, check it out digitally. Again, the one major platform that will not sync with the others through Disney Movies Anywhere is PlayStation Store, whereas everything else, Disney Movies Anywhere, iTunes, Microsoft, Google Play, and so on and so on and so on, those are all going to be able to sync, but I would suggest setting up your Disney Movies Anywhere account first and making sure those accounts are synced up before you try to go in and redeem any codes for Rogue One, just to make sure it all goes smoothly for you. With that, I hope that has been helpful. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers, especially in saving money for Rogue One. Damn.